Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Guess the WN8, where my viewers submit games and I have to guess the WN8 based on their gameplay. If I get within 250 WN8 or 2% of their wins, then I win. If I don't, then I have to give them gold on account of me being bad. This is a paid replay submission. I had to up the price of the paid submissions. People keep lobbing them at me, which is fantastic. Genuinely appreciate you, and if you want to do it, you can look in the description for details on how to submit. You can submit for free, and I'll get to those at some point if people stop doing paid ones. Anyway, T57 Heavy. I've reviewed 257 Heavies on this game already. So, on this series already, so hopefully commentary should be benefited by, oh my, hold up, 36 heat shells. God damn, not a single HE clip. Really? Not for a little old Borsig? I mean, you can clip a Borsig anyway, but we got a case of cola, we got Bond vert stabs, and we got improved mobility or experimental mobility along with improved hardening. Interesting, and this is a matchup. Oh, having tier 8s to feast on does feel good. Why is my device something? No. Cool, let's go! So 35.4 top speed base, obviously gonna be benefited. You can see my Twitch chat making fun of my Windows being Windows. It's the worst thing because, if anyone doesn't know, on our streams we have a setup where if people donate via a certain link, a gigantic ping pong ball machine shoots me in the face according to how much they donate. And because that works via sound, if Windows decides to do an alert or something on that computer, it also shoots me in the face. So, fun fact, we are very aggressive in our relocation here, very open. Missing a UDES, missing a G-Saw, just asking to take some pounding in the side very early there. We do take a hit from the Leopard. Now, gotta remember, clip potential 1,600. Yes, Hudge, this is the first replay of the day. 4 shells, 0.3... Wait, am I mad? Yeah, 0.37 accuracy. And oh, this IS-7, are we aiming to avoid spaced armor? Looks like we are. Okay, good enough. Spending one more shell on the cupola of a T-32. Okay. Little bold in my opinion. Like, you could have taken up to 620 odd damage from poking that for only doing 400 in return, but got away with it. What was that shell? Was that shell from distance out there? There was an impact landing there. I'd be a little nervous about this. But what are we missing? We're missing a Scorpion. Oh, and this T-32 is going to be dead. Oh, T-32 at the stock gun, bless his little heart. Okay, upper plate of love and can stand up to 340 pen, dear lord. So we didn't take any incoming fire, which means we can assume that the Scorpion is not at the back. So at this point, we could just press low onto the Lurva if we wanted to. Or at least pick up the kill on the Lurva. Medium tanks on the high ground can be... Oh, TVP out to the left. Oh, and we can just clip out that here if this guy lets us. In third person with auto aim, you're going to want to snipe for the full... Oh my word, there's a lot of amateurish movement and decision making. I'm not feeling like this guy is particularly good, is my instinct so far. All of my sort of instincts are screaming at me in various circumstances. Oh... Okay, and 5-6, enemy team lead by health, despite us chunking 4,500 damage into them. And my brain thought he got shot then, but he didn't, that was weird. Okay, and this is offensive assault, which is why it's profoundly offensive from a tactical point of view for the enemy team. to be so spread out. Look, defensive teams on defensive assault should win 70% of the time, just ignoring any other factor. People underestimate how much of an advantage it is to be able to say, come at me, bro, and have the enemy have to do that or they lose. Like, literally, it's such a winning power play because you never have to play into the hands of the enemy. So, to see the enemy team spread out all over the map on a defensive assault, I think it's just silly. It's very silly indeed. Not even concerned about the lurver, which is up our ass. Bang! I said bang. So, we're auto-aiming at a 430? We're auto-aiming at the target of a 430 in close combat. Oh my, what? Oh, this gentleman's not good. He's not good at the video game. Oh. Too little ammo to justify taking HE. Look, if you're not gonna take one clip of AP for like the side of an IS-7 or some shit, you can take one clip of HE for a big old waffle. Upper plate of the lurver is just butter to 340 heat pen. And look, the lurver against any other autoloader, against a 50B, against even something like a fucking minnow, if it unloads, you charge it. It doesn't work with the T-57 Heavy. Why? Because it has the highest DPM on any heavy tank in the entire game with an autoloader. It's got 2 seconds in between every shell, and then it's got a 22-second reload, and it still has the highest DPM on any Tier 10 heavy tank. So there's no recourse. It's like charging an IS-3A after it unloads. Ha-ha! You fired 3 of your shells. Now you an IS-3. Then why exactly did you just get 2 bonus shells? Oh yes! Balance! I remember that. Well, my microphone's gone away. Don't you disagree with me or I'll take you to the scrappy. Okay, so have we finally recognized that this gentle being is playing an offensive assault game? Which means you have to capture the base or kill all enemy tanks. Can we group up with our team? What is the relevance of the Pajero and the LKPZ right now? Well, they're relevant if you play into their hands by going out of the town or exposing, right? But I don't know, the LKPZ might be able to get up behind and get a reset. Scorpion doing a good job there. Let's see, another reset comes in. Now, that reset is interesting because we know the Scorpion fired, so that reset must have come from some other source, likely this tank up here. Udez isn't spotted yet, which is interesting to me. He's not AFK because we would have seen him by now, so most likely at A0 or something like that. LKPZ in close proximity should be able to run him down. Want to be careful of the exposure to the Pajero though. Okay, relax. LKPZ didn't position well. And that guy is situational awareness man the third. And at what point did the enemy read the handbook of tactics and decide that circling the map on a defensive assault was the way to go? What? Why? Why do you need to leave your base? The enemy team literally have to go towards it. That's the point of the fucking game mode. Oh no. Why are people losing defensive assault games? It happens to all of us, but it normally happens because people don't understand that you should win defensive assault games. Oh no. And you third person heat into a wall. That's hilarious. Man got 9k damage. That's more damage than I have ever got in the game, by the way. And I don't think he's good. This does not feel like, you guys can elaborate in chat over what you think. This does not feel like a good player to me. It really doesn't feel like good gameplay. Somehow they found a way to go no cap kill all on a defense mission. Yeah, look, so many people, they have encounter and assault game mode enabled, and they just utterly fail to appreciate that you need to approach them differently to standard battles. Sure, the tanks are the same, the maps are the same. The win conditions are vastly different. And you need to appreciate that. High damage doesn't require skill, just a lack of said skill from the enemy. Well, that certainly helped. But yeah, this feels very, very amateurish. It feels average at best, is what I would say. But it feels like average, but someone pursuing damage? I'm gonna feel hard-pressed to go over 50% based on what I saw. Play on the Hill makes me think 49 1.5k. I mean, we've got to think about the manner of missteps that cause people to end up with like 49 and below % wins. Right? What generally happens with these people is they make overt misplays. I mean overt misplays. We talked about it at the end game there. An overt misplay would have been coming out of the town into this open land. Right? That's the kind of thing that players around the 48, 47% wins and lower will do. Right? The fact that he didn't do that, yes, it could be luck. Like, I don't think he's awful. I just don't think he's particularly good. I'm gonna go 51.36, and I feel like that's too high. My bones say that's too high. I'm gonna 50.48. 50.48 and 1,312. If he is any better, if he's like 56, if he's 54 or above, I'm gonna stuff a goddamn gnome up my own ass. Come on, don't be good. If you're good, I'm gonna cry. You're 54. You're 54. You're doing that. You're 54. How are you 54? How are you 54? Auto-aiming gold spammer? Are we really emasculating this guy that much? Look, you don't get 54% wins just by spamming gold. 54% wins, to be clear, is good. You're a decent player of the game. I don't know how that's 54% wins gameplay myself. Was not feeling that at all, but rules and rules. I gotta get this man some gold. Okay, second replay, another paid one. Thank you so much for that. As I say, check the description to learn how to submit. We got a camo for the TA campaign and or tour of duty reward tank. 4-shot auto reloader, about 2.5k DPM. When I assume that's statistic is when it's fully loaded. Got 0.28 accuracy with 5-second aim time, 4-second intra clip, believe it or not. And from the looks of things, we have full premium with just one clip of HE shells, which oddly enough travel at around 790 odd kph. Kph? Am I drunk? I may be drunk. Meters per second, kilometers per second. That'd be something. But yeah, these things are not great, which is why we only have 4 of them. Also, standard pen not great, 248, which is why we have full premium here, 320. And those are APCR, not heat, so carrier players would be very sad when meeting things like the Eternate of a Mouse or E100 or thick, flat or angled plates. Let's see, bond vents, bond vert stabs, and experimental level 3, I guess. turbo along with a ventilation consumable. I'm sure Tommy will be kind enough to let you know in chat what he thinks of that. Got premium consumables as well. Top speed, I believe, is 55. It makes sense we're getting up to 60 here with the benefit of the experimental turbo. Got a horsepower per turn base of about 17. So, decent speed. What's the reverse speed? Let's just remind ourselves of that real quick, because might become relevant given the nature of an autoloader. Reverse speed is 23, which is very, very good, to be clear. One of the funniest things to come into the game, I found it amusing. The Scorpion, not the German Scorpion, the American Scorpion at tier 7. When it came into the game, it was really fast. It was decently fast forward, but it had a god-awful reverse speed. I mean, god-awful. So people would drive forward, they'd come over an inch line, use the 10 degrees of gun depression, they'd shoot something, and then just slowly reverse back over the hill, and they go like one meter in like a year. It was highly amusing. Okay, and just on a platter, doing a bit of side sniping here, trying to work the 70 millimeters of side armor, and oh my god, he has the Cobra Commander. I'm already lowering his stats and the RT contributing. 320 pen going from the side, spaced armor with 60 TP there, to be expected. Now this thing is moderately competent hold down, does have a cupola and some odd weaknesses that we might talk about later, especially if he takes a pen while he's hold down, but he's got 9 degrees of gun depression to work with. I think it's 9 and not 7. Number 7 is in my head for some reason. We've got 400 alpha damage on each of the shells here. The good thing is, having only one clip of HE, that could be a pen. Oh my word, almost hit the poor Jisoo in the face. The funny thing about having no standard shells, or no, is you don't run into an issue like you used to in things like Batchet AP and Batchet 25T before it got an ammo capacity buff, where you end up with only 2, 3, 4 shells of a particular ammo because they're mixed between the two ammo types. So that's a comfort of having all one type of ammo, and it used to be an argument that you'd find among sort of Batchat players trying to manage that 30 limit on ammo. Okay, should I take 2 clips of heat because I'm going to end up with 3 AP shells and like a load of heat shells as well. So interesting that we will get to avoid that issue at least. But what's interesting here is him putting himself out of that mayhem, that melee that is going on up over here. And you can see the strength that he is providing to this position. Ironically, it would be nicer for him to get around here, but that would be nicer. That would be the case were it not for the flank risk. The risk of someone flanking and disrupting this position is too dangerous. Otherwise, that would be a great position for holding down this. It essentially establishes a crossfire between these two positions. And crossfires are very powerful against uncommitted, uncoordinated pushes. You generally, against a linear committed push, you want a multi-level engagement. Against a stagnated push, you want a crossfire. Now, this is not a very good crossfire. This is more a multi-level engagement, and it's barely even that. A crossfire, generally, you're going to want at least an angle of like 30 or higher between the positions for it to be considered a crossfire. This is certainly not that. But a multi-level engagement certainly can work. What could the enemy team do right now to disrupt this position completely? Well, quite honestly, they just play on it. I mean, you push this 430 at this point, push him out to like this position, start working him around the side, but you push it, right? Camo is probably not going to put out enough damage to halt these tanks if they just come by and kill the U100 and keep pushing. They don't go up there. Why do they not go up there? Because then they've still got the Camo behind them. Right? You need to clear this position. Once you've done that, you can turn and deal with these guys at your leisure. But it's the commitment, right? You have to make a linear, committed push. That's when crossfires are weakest, right? The longer a crossfire is established, the stronger it becomes defensively, because the more damage it bleeds, right, from the enemy as they push forward. And he is zoomed out. This is what I like to see. He's zoomed out, looking at the grand scope of the battle, thinking, okay, where is it good for me to hold? Where can I go? Where can I get involved? And it looks like he does have a plan now. At this point, he's either going to be going back to base, or he's going to be trying to enforce the attack that his enemy team are putting together up here. So, and when I say back to base, I mean approaching from this side of the base. And again, we've established a moderate multi-level engagement. E100 goes down. That's an unlucky bounce. Oh, we should be able to get this. Do we go deep into our clip here? We probably fire this shot. Okay. And that's all 4 shells unloaded. So now we've got a large amount of time where we are reloading. But the good thing is, we duck to the left. Why? Because we want to put ourselves in the line of fire support of the WZ. Notice where we're going. Hang on. Notice where we're going. Not only into the line of fire of our friendly TD that's in the field and probably going to die as soon as he fires, but towards our team. Towards the most likely source of a win. And this is something that you can consider when you're thinking, okay, where do I go? Even if you don't have a decent grasp of sort of the tactics and benefits of high ground, multi-level engages, crossfires, that kind of thing. Just look at the map and say, okay, where's my best chance of winning? And right now it's just a numerical exercise, right? Where's most of my team? Over here. Okay, I'll go over there. Right? It's a very simple thought exercise that will probably up your win rate by 1%. It's really not complicated. Oh, okay, and we are getting that reload on. And hello, fine sir. Gonna take a hit from WZ. Most likely, WZ is being pounded. Most likely he'll go down soon. I don't know that he has much cover there. But I doubt this gentleman in this camo wants to stay in this particular position. I'd be feeling a tad uncomfortable, and yeah, we are moving out. Now, there's a way up the middle here that could be quite beneficial. Again, we got long distance cover from that WZ, and the enemy have kind of split themselves, right? Some have gone back, some have gone forward towards the base, 1,000 clip potential, and again, there comes in the fire support from the WZ that we were talking about. Lucky fire there. Now we probably want to keep going up. Our cap pressure is more threatening than theirs in terms of time. We're not sure about pushing just yet because we're waiting a little bit for us to get those additional shells in the chamber. But now all the booty is available. The cap pressure provided by the team is giving us opportunities. It's why we went back. What's the most likely way that we win this game? Well, as it turns out, the cap pressure provided by your team little lax on the aim there. We've all bounced shots by auto-aiming shots that should pen, but eventually don't. And notice he didn't fire didn't try to fire the final shell there, which is interesting. Oh wow, miracle reset from perhaps the G-Saw. Okay, and we're going to be able to cover the Skoda to be open. I'd be a little worried about the Super Conk on his way back, but doesn't seem like that's an issue. Do we wait? No, we've got a fire. You could see he was thinking about waiting until that last shell goes in, but okay, good stuff. What is it? 0.28 accuracy. Now we're deep into the clip. All shells unloaded. Super Conk last spotted on, like, what's that, like 1,000 health, somewhere around there. but again gravitating towards the most likely win, which is his remaining allies. It is very seldom a good idea to split up unless you are actively establishing a flank and threatening damage, and that is a poor shot, even with the 1,200 shell travel time. Nice connection there, though. Gonna be asking questions about the Super Conqueror. You are a one-shot for him at this point. And the Super Conqueror's gun is one of its finest attributes, but Super Conk coming right up in the middle. Are we AFK? We're not AFK. Cool. Okay, G-Saw does take the Skoda down. This should be easy pickings. Letting that second shell load. Do we let the third one load? We're thinking about it. We can fire here without being spotted, and we do. Very patient to let the third shell load, upping our clip potential to 1,200. We might well get it. Oh, very good. He's now one shot for the G-Saw. Really good work by this G-Saw to lure this guy into the fire support that he had. Wouldn't surprise me if that G-Saw was a very good player as well. Superconk just waltzing about in the middle of the open. Very poor play. 0.38 accuracy letting us down there, but the G-Saw does pick up the kill. Okay. It feels very good. Positioning was good. And again, we talk about this in autoloaders. It's proximity to the combat. Unless you're in something like a top tier T57 heavy. In autoloaders, auto-loaders, bar stuff like the IS-28, which is just bullshit, bar stuff like that, your proximity to the combat generally indicates your skill when it comes to the autoloader. Because you want to be close enough that you can impact and ambush, but far enough away that you're not trading excess health to do so. You want to control the engagement in autoloaders, and you want to use other people's hit points whenever you can, which is exactly what he did for the vast majority of this game after that initial engagement. He was surrounded by other people, and when enemy tanks would fire or put themselves in a bad position to get damage onto other people, he was there putting out supporting damage and supporting fire, and then he didn't isolate himself. Right? Once a flank crumbled, relocated back towards his network of support, utilizing the WZ in the middle, which killed the 430, allowed him to put another shot into the tank behind him, which got enough fire and a kill. It's very nice gameplay. It would indicate to me somewhere around sort of 58, and I want to say 58. It could well be higher. The reason I think it's higher is because it's not just the sort of knowledge or general tactics and principles, but it's the fact that we're playing a Cano, it's a Clan Wars and a War tank, or whatever the hell it is. It's a special tank. We're playing it with full premium, a premium consumable, bond equipment, level 3 turbo. Like, this is someone who min-maxes, essentially, right? Someone who wants to get the most out of their tank. And I think overall, there is an element of, if you want to call it pay to win, you can call it pay to win. But, you know, if you have a tendency to use both the correct equipment and better equipment, it will up your stats overall. It just will. I'll give him 59. I'll say 3K WN8. Could go higher. 59.48 wins and 3,113 WN8. Come on, be 59. Be 59. Be it. There's hope for humanity yet. What? Oh my lord. My man is 52 and he's playing like that. Oh my word. My man's had a glow up. dude? Oh my word, he's like a baby Tommy. He was absolutely garbage for like the first 10,000 games, and now is right up there. That is gorgeous, okay. I got the recents pretty damn dead on. But rules are rules. Man gets, yeah. Right, and that gold is gone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching another episode. You can look in the description for both details on how to enter. If you want to guarantee your only players used, you can use the paid submission link, or you can click the Discord link to go see the rules of how to submit for free. Also in the description, next episode and previous episode will be there as well as the playlist. So, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Humanity peaks at our community manager. He is mentally jacked and strengthening our backs just like the counterweight on the turret of the challenger. Cause if we find ourselves in a crappy mood, you will brighten our day just through your attitude. Steven and Peabody, badass crew. So please take the song as a token of my gratitude.